why would it fall just back on her? It's like y'all say a wife is supposed to mix. She's supposed to trust her husband. Da, 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 da. So she picked this man. She trusted him, and it's like y'all said, he said it. He said the man got to take the fall. The man gonna take the consequences. They got to take the fall for that. She shouldn't take the fall for doing what she was supposed to do as a wife and follow.
Well, nobody's telling anybody to vet dumb. I mean, come on now. If if you want to,
If all men are leaders, every single one of them,
well,
what you know what I'm saying? You have women
I
that end up
believe
in those
I
situations.
believe that all men have leadership capability. Now, whether they
Yes.
all leading or not, that's another. But I think that all men are capable of leading.
Yes, I agree.
Now,
Okay.
whether they took advantage of that opportunity, it's kind of like on them. But maybe as a woman, you should probably have some of the men that you trust to vet the man. Maybe they can have some conversations with them just to kind of see, kind of foresee the things that you may be missing. That's why it's important. I'm gonna tell my daughter not to marry them. I'm gonna make sure that I vet. I'm gonna make sure she don't find herself in certain situations, and hopefully we have a relationship where she can kind of let me know what's going on outside of my questions that I may have for him, and then we kind of go from there. But you can't see everything. But I would, but it, I do think people had to get better with the questions that they asking prior to them getting married. And even if you go to therapy, I believe, I've never gone to any counseling whatsoever on the front end, but I believe that those type of questions come up. It's going to be a time where y'all have to make some financial decisions that's going to affect both of you guys. So what happens, if you find yourself in that. So they may throw things out there, different scenarios, and then maybe even before getting married, you can really see how that person responds. Now, if they just throw you for a loop and they do the complete opposite of what they said in that discussion, I don't necessarily think it falls on you. It's just that this person was playing games from the get go, and you just found yourself in an unfortunate situation.
So in the situation what mistake is talking about, sound like a woman just gonna be there when everything's always good, but when it's bad, it's time to get the hell out. And that's a lot of the Western marriages now. The situation when everything's bad, they don't want to be around. They don't want to be responsible. They don't want no part of it. They just want to get out with a clean slate. No, that's not what it is. If you're a believer and a follower of the Most High, is for sicker for worse, richer for poor. So now you want just because I made one bad decision, you ready to get out. So what if I did you like that? On every time you make a bad decision, I say, this is the marriage over. Oh, I just need to start putting blame all on you. Yeah, you didn't cook my shit right. You burnt the food. Yeah, I think it's time for us to file some papers. No, we can't do that. We need to stick it out. Look, we understand how hard marriage is. It's not easy. Nothing about marriage is easy. You're making all type of sacrifice. Both parties are making sacrifices. But part of that sacrifice is reason why you did what you did to come together. So it means we need to come together on everything. So if I take a loss in the stock market, now of course I'm not the type that's gonna go with the bull approach and just put everything on in. No, I'm gonna put in what I can afford to lose. If I can't afford to lose it, I'm not gonna invest that. If I can, I'm going to put it there. There won't be a problem with it because we already had a discussion. We're looking to do this. I'm looking to invest in this type of property. I'm looking to invest in that type of property or this stock or that stock. I'm looking to open this business. We're going to have a discussion. Any purchase, me and my wife, we talk about it. And at the end of the day, I got to make that final decision whether I'm going to go with it, I'm going to put it on hold, or hell no, this ain't a good idea at all. As a
But
man, that's
Hank,
what we have.
you realize what you said, which was the key point, is that y'all are having discussions about it. She's giving input. You're going to weigh everything, and then you're not going to put in more. You're not going to risk it all. You're going to, have a balance. That's all I'm saying is that's what a leader would do. So I agree with you. What I was talking about was the example that JR gave, is that as a woman, you're expected to just still follow blindly, even if you're giving input. From what I'm hearing, if you're giving input and I'm saying this is too risky, you're putting the family at risk, these are the things, and I'm laying it out for you, and you still say I'm the head, you need to follow my decision, I'm going to go ahead and risk it all. I'm taking all of the money and I'm going to put it in this investment and I just need you to trust me. That's the part that I'm talking about, is we have discernment, right? And as a wife, part of my responsibility is to say, okay, I support you, but there has to be a better way to do this so that we're not putting the family at risk, because that is putting the family at risk. So my point was, if you make the unilateral decision and the consequences of that impacts all of us, then should it not just be your responsibility to fix whatever you made up without the wife being responsible for having to do that? Because now that all of the money is gone, which means I contribute to some of that as well, because most women are working as well and contributing. You took all of the money, and now I'm stuck with trying to figure out, how am I going to make up the difference with all of the money that's gone? And that's the part that I'm getting at, is that if you as a man and a leader make the unilateral decision, then the consequences, you shouldn't necessarily look to the woman to help you fix it when you didn't consider what she was saying to begin with.
No, you should be a part of it, because let me tell you this, what you also going to be a part of is the benefits from it if it does pan out, right? Or unless you're not willing to take that credit and not get that extra 50, that 500,000 that I made on the investment. Don't say you want a part of it. You don't get none of it. You don't get to participate in none of it. If you don't want the failures, then you can't have the success. You got to accept the goods with the bads. If that means I succeed and when we hit on this investment, then we all eat. But guess what? If I fail, nobody eats. And we have to accept that. Yeah, we're going to get it back. Your man going to find. Please believe you, ladies, you ain't nothing you could say to a man that's been through some downs and failed, that took some losses. It ain't a word or statement in the world that you're going to say make him feel worse than he already is. There's nothing. You could talk about it. Say, I told you what's going to happen. That don't mean shit. He feels bad because he hurt. He failed his family. He let down his wife. He let down his kids. He let down his community. He let down his neighborhood. That feeling right there, it's like a boat on a man's shoulders. You're not going to make her feel bad. So just what we need for you to do, ladies, is to find a way to be something like a back brace, to be some type of support. Encourage me. It's going to be all right, baby. We're going to get there. You got us there before. I believe in you, and I know you're going to get us back where we need to be at. But when you come here and sound like you ready to tear him down just because he made a mistake, or just because he made a bad investment, or just because he fell off the wagon, and you ready to shit on him and just pile on like the rest of the world, or whatever happened that failure was, you ready to pile on that man and not give him no grace? Man, that ain't shit. Now he's got to question himself. I picked the wrong one. I made a bad investment in this woman. This woman is not a woman who's here for me thick and thin. She's here when the party's going, when the lights are bright, when everything's hopping and everything's lit and everything's good. But when them clouds are coming over us, when the storms are coming, now she's running, turning tail. She's nowhere to be found. She took her umbrella and ran off with my kid by herself. What about the covering for me? You're not worried about your man? You're not worried about your husband? Oh, that's some bullshit. I need for you on the good and the bad. Don't just hang out with me when the party's hopping. But when that party's dead, ain't nobody here. You need to be right there beside me.